Okay, so basically the instructions are in the post for your announcement, but the link to install for Windows is pretty straightforward. You'll want to be on your Windows server, download the MSI file, and once that's downloaded, you can go ahead and install, and that file will register to the RMM. Once everyone has their RMMs installed, we can go ahead and give out access, and everyone can see how that looks from the RMM console. This also is a great way for me to go ahead and know that you participated in the AWS project, because as a final step, you'll be able to see that in the console. So I've downloaded it, and I'm actually pasting it through the RDP session. This is just me doing this because this Windows server, as well as your Windows server, is going to be Microsoft Edge. It's going to be fairly locked down. So it's easier to download this MSI on your local computer and then copy it over through your RDP. As opposed to trying to install it through Microsoft Edge. Or in this case, downloading any other browser you probably shouldn't have on a server. This is actually a great practice in general. Whenever you got files or software you need to move into a lockdown server, utilizing RDP to move them is fairly straightforward. You could also do a UNC path, but in this case, it's the only access we have to this server is through RDP. And this is going to complete the install on that. And on the bottom right, Endpoint Manager Communication Client, your device is now enrolled. So that's the message you want to see, and you have that installed. On the Linux side, it's a little bit trickier. You're going to access PuTTY and log into your PuTTY server, but we're also going to need to access and download WinSCP. We are going to utilize WinSCP so that we can move the actual install, which I'll download right now. Okay, and this is just a little script, and we'll download that to the local desktop. And because I'm using a Windows computer, there it is right there, it's downloading. I'll have to use WinSCP to move that script to my Linux computer. So here I'm going to go ahead and download WinSCP. And this one, unfortunately, you'll have to install. I've attempted the portable, but for the purposes of the class, it was just easier to go ahead and install it than to hunt through some of these sites that I wasn't really sure about to download from. So I gave up on this fairly quickly. Went ahead and just downloaded WinSCP installer and installed it. So we just went to go ahead and go to the official site, go to downloads, okay, and go down a little bit. There's our download. Okay, it's almost downloaded. And I'm going to go ahead and execute it. Keep in mind, this is on the local computer. Another option would have been to copy to your Windows server and then install WinSCP on there and copy it over. I'm more of the mindset to do it on the local. Let me go back here. We'll do the commander mode. That's the default. It's easier to work with. I'm more of the mindset to keep everything on my desktop and work from there. Okay, so I need that. That's that public IP for my Linux. I'm going to go ahead and launch WinSCP. And WinSCP, when you set it up, is pretty much the same as PuTTY. You're going to put your EC2-user, no password, but we do have to go to advanced and load our PPK file. And because this is WinSCP, I have to browse through my user profile in order to get to it. There it is. Okay. And I can go ahead and log in. Now it's connected, accept the certificate, and here I am. So I'm going to go back to the root. I'll go all the way back to temp. Okay, there it is. You probably noticed there's a script already in there. I've run this once through, but we'll do it again here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and browse. Let's see if I can browse here. And locate this install. It's not in here. Okay, we're going to have to go through the, mine's probably on the server, so I'll have to go that route. Or you know what I'll do is I'll just copy to the desktop. That's what I'll do instead of trying to hunt all over the place. Okay, so let me go back and just copy this to the desktop here. Okay, yeah, I ran this as admin, so that's why it's only showing the admin profile. So let me just copy this. And there it is right there. Copy. And let's put it on the desktop. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's just paste it there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put that over there. Copy it over. Okay, so copying it over. Perfect. Let's go into our PuTTY now. And we're going to execute this. Again, the instructions on executing this command is fairly straightforward. We need to go ahead and change the permission so that that script can be executed, and then do a sudo execute of that script. Okay, a little ls command. Okay, so there it is. We're going to go ahead and execute this one. And as you can see here, first thing we need to do is do a change mod so we can change the permissions on that file. Okay, and then now at this point we can go ahead and do a sudo command and execute. Once we execute it, it's going to do the install of the RMM agent and register it with the managed services console. Device is already enrolled. Obviously, I already enrolled it. Yours will say successfully enrolled, and you're all set.